Good evening. My name is Tanajh Cunningham, your Victoria Mutual FETE ambassador, and I am super excited for today's conversation because we're going to be discussing making money. Now, you know your financial well-being is extremely important to us here at Victoria Mutual, but we can't tell you to save and invest if you don't have anything to save from. And for some of us, when we look at our expenses and our income, that's a sticky situation. So we're going to be talking about creating multiple streams of income, and I am extremely excited to welcome our guest, Shadeen Ramsey. She holds her law degree from the University of the West Indies. She's also a certified realtor and the director of Ramsey's Help Desk and Professional Services. Now she provides services which range from marketing to tax filing and business registration. So hi, Shadeen.
Hi, Tanajh.
Hi, I'm extremely... So I'm excited for us to talk about making money and then managing money. All right. So how are you doing today, Shadeen?
I'm good. Super excited to get into this conversation. Thank you so much for bringing me on. It's really an honor to be talking with everybody today. We're all about the journey of, empowerment and building ourselves, creating that better life that we want for ourselves. So I'm here for it.
Love it. Love it. So just tell us a bit about your journey as an entrepreneur.
Wow. I'm wondering where to start in terms of the word entrepreneur, because if we're going to talk about me doing business and hustling, always having that thing on the side, that thing that has to be generating money for me, for my basic needs or whatever, then we're probably going back to grade 2, and that's the reality for so many persons, so many young persons in Jamaica. You look on the streets, there are children who are supposed to be in schools selling on the roads. There are persons who are selling at school. I was one of those persons. So I remember my first time, actually making money for myself was in grade 2. We used to sell Jello and, all of those little candies and sweetie at the time. And that's where I realized, whoa, this is nice. Of course, back then I didn't know anything about business. I didn't know anything about the money that I was making. But then after starting Immaculate in grade 7, again, I started my little hustling. I was doing candies, all sorts of things right through until I was graduating. So this was in about 2015, 2016, thereabout. And I was looking for a summer job. And I don't remember what was happening that year, but it's like I could not get a summer job, could not get anything to do that summer. And I decided I'm not going to wait around. I'm not going to, just sit all summer. And I remember having, that money that you would save up for your summer holiday, for your fix up and I don't know, whatever we thought was fun and what we needed to do to kickstart the summer. And I remember using that money. Don't think it passed 12,000 Jamaican dollars. I remember using that money and investing it in, at the time it was Bath and Body Works products, Victoria's Secret products, and stuff. And I remember walking the streets. I started off with about 10 of each. I don't remember. But I remember walking the streets of, Marant Bay, St. Thomas, because that's where I'm originally from. And I remember walking downtown Kingston, selling my products, my Bath and Body Works everywhere. And that is where that fuel, that passion for business really came through. And I realized that, this is what I want to do in life. This is what I love. This is what I'm passionate about. And that was, pretty much where it started.
And you know what I really like about your story and your journey? A lot of persons would have looked at the things that probably weren't in favor, like your age and probably experience, and say, okay, how is she going to do this? What does she know about business? But you looked at the opportunities because you were focused on what you want as opposed to your obstacles. And that's what I want persons to focus on when they're thinking about multiple streams of income. You may not feel like you have enough time, you may not feel like you have enough knowledge, enough experience, but focus on what you want. Focus on the opportunity as opposed to the obstacles. You know what I'm saying? And you may not be able to make money just like someone else, but there are different ways that you can make money based on, you know, what you like, what you know, what you're interested in. So for example, if you love hair, right? You can start an Instagram page and you can talk about hair and you can earn money through, say, you know, brand ambassador deals. You can, you know, do a little hair on the side on the weekends. And you can even sell hair products on your page. So that's 3 streams of income from one business. So what I don't want you guys to do is to limit yourself and to think, okay, multiple streams of income has to look like this. You have passive income, you have active income, and we're going to be delving into the different types of income. But what I really want you guys to take from this live is the fact that there are opportunities out there and we're going to be discussing them. So I want you guys to, you know, have an open mind and, you know, get ready to do some brainstorming, and you need to be adaptable. So just keep your mind open. All right, so I love all of that. And what I'm going to be doing is just giving you guys a quick little list. And I'm going to be telling you guys about some of the ways that you can actually make some money, right? So I know that's what you guys are here for. You can buy and sell stuff, right? You can make and sell stuff. You can learn a skill and provide a service. So whether it's makeup, whether it's wig making, landscaping, tailoring, you can become a virtual assistant. Opportunities are endless. You can monetize on your following. So if you have a social media following, there are different ways that you can monetize on that, maybe, you know, through your own business, or as I had said earlier, representing other businesses as a brand ambassador. Okay, you can also monetize on your knowledge. So what can you teach someone else? What do you know that someone can benefit from? What do you know that can add value to another institution or to another individual? All right, so I hope that after hearing about, you know, all of these things, you guys will keep an open mind. I hope you guys are taking notes, and I hope you guys can, you know, come up with some creative ideas. And remember, don't limit yourself. All right, so Shadeen, you're an entrepreneur, you know, you have a proper business, but you started out
Yes.
as a hustler. I started out hustling as well. But what I want to get from you is, how did you transition in terms of your mindset and in terms of how you manage your finances? Because when you're making a little $100 off a jello, all right, that's not the same way you're going to manage your other business. So what kind of shift had to take place for you to get to where you are now and to be as successful as you are?
Okay, so before I even like start fully answering that specific question, I'm going to tell you guys. So why previously in the beginning, why I said in terms of entrepreneurship, I didn't know if that was what I was doing yet. I made mention of that firstly because I didn't start to do real entrepreneurship, real business
Yeah.
until perhaps a year ago or 2 years ago the most.
Oh.
And this is because through all of my hustling and all of that, yes, I was young and, you know, probably not, it's not too much pressure on me to actually know all of those things. I say that I was still hustling because there was no real structure in place, and it didn't really hit me until I went to the
Okay,
bank.
sorry to cut
Here
you,
I
Shadeen. Give
am.
me a minute. Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties, so we're just going to pause for a quick minute and then sort it out and come right back, okay?
Okay, no problem.
All right. All right, we sorted it out. So welcome back, Shadeen. Do you want to pick up where you left off and just tell us about that transition that you had to make mentally and in terms of how you manage your finances?
Sure. So yes, as I was saying, it didn't really hit me that I was not doing real and true entrepreneurship until about 2 years ago maximum, when I started to think about my future more seriously, more practically, putting actual things and assets in place. So I went to the bank. Yeah, I say, yeah, things and assets in place. So I went to the bank. Yeah, I say, yeah, I have a little money. Yeah, I must can get a car loan or whatever, because I was ready to, buy my car and get on that. Went to the bank. I was banking with Jamaica National since I started my first little Bath and Body Works business. And that was back in about 2016. So may I say, yes, I have money and things are going or whatever. Maybe there is something in place that could help me to get that loan. When I went, the harsh reality hit me. There was no real structure. There was the bank needs verification. They need consistent income. They need, some other documents. They need their business documents. They need to see where you're getting money from. I literally had nothing to show. Even the payments that I was getting at the time, they still could not suffice, because either some of them are getting a cash and some of them not reflect from a bank account or something, right? So there was literally nothing for me to be able to get the loan. And then I said, okay, I'm not going to panic. I'm not going to feel dismayed or just discouraged. So I said, okay, I'm going to put the necessary things in place for me to be able to qualify for this loan. Because as a business person or a business-minded person, you don't want to use your hard cash that you have to do certain things, because quite frankly, it makes no sense. If you're a business person, you don't want to use all of that cash that you have on you, that ready cash, to do anything. For example, say buy a car, your first car. So when you're done pay for the car, you don't have no more money, to maintain it or to do insurance or anything like that. So yes, I decided I was going to put the necessary structure in place. And this necessary structure, it included registering my business. It included filing my taxes. And when you're filing your taxes and you're dealing with finances in that manner, you want to ensure that your accounting and your bookkeeping, where your money is going, how you're handling your money, right? And you take very good care and caution with how you do that. And I started to do my research. I started asking other business people, how can I make this look good on the bank's end, so that when I go there, everything is going to be good for me. Everything is going to be set. And that process, that time period that I was putting all of those things in place, I would say that is when I really started doing transitioning from hustling to real business and entrepreneurship. So I would say that little, what would you say? The transition is really you structuring your business, really you structuring your money maker, how your income is coming in, what you do with it, how you deal with it, how you account for it. And that is where you see real business coming through, I would say.
I love that. So you had a wake-up call and you decided, okay, if I'm going to take this thing to the next level, I need to take my thing more seriously. And I love that. And I think the problem that a lot of us, even sometimes including myself, the problem that we have is the mindset. We don't think big, we don't think long-term. So that's something that I think is really important in terms of not just making money, but building wealth, because there is a difference, okay? So I'm going to talk a bit more about the financial aspect. I'm going to touch a bit on saving, investing, and in pensions, because yes, you made the money, but remember, You want to generate wealth, and you're thinking about that long term, because we don't want any opportunities to pass us, right? Okay, so in terms of savings, I have a little acronym that I use: ACT, assess your goals, create a plan, and track your progress. So you're going to determine, okay, this is how much money I'm going to need. Okay, so I want to save, say, $100,000 by the end of the year. We can do that, right? And then you're going to create a plan. How much money do you need to save every day, week, month? All right, got it. And then you're going to determine which savings account is best for you. Okay, so you need to understand yourself. Are you the type of person that, once you put the money in, the very next day you're going to take the money out? All right, so you need to understand who you are. There are different types of savings accounts, and I can list just a few for you. You have a contractual savings account, so that's a set amount over a set period of time. So based on the contract, you have to put within that account a set amount of money. Okay, and then you have the regular savings account. So if you're like some persons and you just want to have a bit more flexibility, then that could be the account for you. And then you have long-term savings account. So if you know that, okay, you want to start your business in 5 years, or you want to purchase this home or this investment property in 5 years, then this may be the account for you. So you need to understand what your goals are so that you can structure a plan. And then in tracking your progress, you're going to determine, boy, I'm supposed to have $100,000 and I have $10,000. Something is wrong. All right. Is it that you're not following up with the budget? Maybe you're shopping a bit too much. You didn't plan for that. Maybe you're eating out a bit too much. So it really helps you to keep that structure, because you have the goal, yes, but are you doing what you need to do day by day to ensure that you get it? All right. And in terms of investing, you have equity and then you have unit trust. So now you're going to realize a pattern in terms of ownership. Wealth generation has a lot to do with ownership. For some of us, starting a business may not be feasible for us. As I said, different strokes for different folks. So what you can do is invest in an already existing company, and you can earn income in two ways, all right? So you can earn income through dividend income and capital gains. Dividend income is when the company decides that they're going to share the profit with their shareholders, and then capital gain is when you sell the shares for more than you purchased it. So you get a profit, and then, that's a source of income as well. And then unit trust. Now, those are for persons who want a little more, diversification. So you can invest in stocks, other money market instruments, bonds, and real estate through just investing in unit trust. And if you're the type of person that, you may be new to investing, you may be a bit more reserved, and you don't necessarily want to monitor too much, then you can look into this type of account, because it's managed by a fund manager, and the funds are pooled together. So you have that diversification that I was talking about. All right. So the last one that I'll touch on is rental income. Now, it's pretty self-explanatory. You purchase a property, and then the income that you earn through collecting rent would be a source of income. All right. And the last thing that I'll touch on is pensions. Now, a lot of persons, including myself, used to think, I'm young. Why am I looking about pensions? The only person I really hear talking about pensions, my grandmother, maybe the older persons in my family. But you have to understand what you want for yourself and the life that you want to live, not just now, but in the future. Because remember, we're talking about streams of income. And remember, long term, not short term. We're changing the mindset. So you're going to put money aside for the future, to earn in the future. So you see, you're making all this money now, your business is doing well, but you don't know what the future may hold. We've learned a lot about unexpected circumstances in the past year or two. So it's really important that you're forward thinking and you're looking for ways to earn income even in the next 20, 30, 40 years from now. Right? I'm sure you can agree with me, Shadeen. And what I really want you to touch on a bit is just any advice that you'd have for somebody who wants to, say, start a business so that they can build wealth, particularly students, because you and I, we recently graduated, so we know what it's like to balance the two. Do you have any advice for someone like that in terms of entrepreneurship?
As a matter of fact, I do. I'm a very, very strong supporter of, having your own business, being self-employed, just if it's even a case where you are employed otherwise, still try to have something else going on, because this is, after all, creating multiple streams of income. As we see, the reality is that, and we're living in Jamaica, the reality is that the inflation rate is high. Cost of living is high. If we want to live a certain standard of life, we need to do our very best to create that for ourselves. And the only way is by earning income, and then of course multiple streams of income. So I 100% encourage young persons, don't care oh you're young. I started very young, and I'm doing, I'm well on my way. I'm on my way and I'm making strides. And it's best to start now, because now we're full of energy, our brain not all up and call up, we're easy to learn. We're full of ideas, we're creative, we're innovative. There's so many new things coming in with social media, with TikTok, with Reels. There's just so much out there now to incorporate who we are as young people, and do what we love to do at the same time. And I always encourage people, when you're looking to start a business, first look at your passions. First, look at your passions, what you love to do. If you don't fully know what, you must know what girl can nice feeling when you try it, or when you do it or whatever. Think about what you love to do and the value that you can add. Because believe it or not, even though we're talking about, as I said, multiple streams of income, money is not always like the biggest motivator. In fact, you can be making so much money and you're still sad, or you're really just not at that place where you feel like this is worth it. So I always encourage persons, if you want to start a business, look at your passions, look at the problem that you can solve in society, in wherever you live, and see how you can change people's lives. And I feel like that really is the best thing that you can do to actually have a successful business or build a successful business. After that, and you start, it's all about how you structure and how your consistency, your structure, and your work ethic. That is what is going to matter after. And that's why Tanajh is here to tell us about saving and investing. I'm a big supporter of investing, reinvesting as a business person, not so much saving, because as business people, you want to ensure that you just keep the ball rolling. You keep the ball rolling. So more on the investment side of it and everything. So yeah, as a business person, definitely start with your passion, and then take from there, focus on the structure, your consistency, ensure that you have everything, especially your financials that can make or break you. Ensure that you have that together. Go and bank and invest with Victoria Mutual. They go talk with whosoever, the customer service rep, anybody, and get your thing together. It's really, really important.
And what I love the fact that you talked about passion, because we're thinking about long term. And don't get me wrong, sometimes you do a little hustle. You may not necessarily be passionate, but you do a little hustle because you have your goal. You want to get X amount of dollars by X amount of time. But when we're thinking about the long term, in terms of generating that long-term wealth, then passion is really going to be what pushes you when you feel like, I can't manage this, I can't manage that, this is too much, it's not working out, maybe the money isn't coming in as much as you want it to. Then passion is what really drives you. And then you also need that structure, you need that discipline. And the thing with saving, even though I'm extremely passionate about investing as well, the thing I love about saving is that it really starts you off. It really helps you to build that discipline, because a lot of persons think they're more disciplined than they are. I used to be one of them. I used to be like, oh yeah, man, I can definitely manage this. And then my friend is like, let's go here, let's do this. I don't even remember about saving. So I think that learning how to save will really teach you some of the things that you need to do in terms of investing. Will really teach you about that discipline, because when you invest and then you see the price of the share skyrocket, you know, if you're probably just going to say, all right, let me just cash out. No, but you're thinking about the long term. So I think, you know, you really need to do a self-assessment, and you need to say, okay, what do I need to work on? Do I need to probably work on discipline? Do I need to probably work on consistency? And take it from there. So I love that you spoke about that. All right, so you guys, you know, if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. We'll be happy to answer them. And we've already had some questions submitted, so I'm going to read them. One reads, when are we going to get the online card? It's in the works, so before the end of the year. Okay, and how can I get a loan? Roshane is asking. All right, so Victoria Mutual will offer several loans. So once you're assessed, it will be determined. So you can just reach out to us and we'll let you know what we can provide you with after. So you can submit your documents online to www.vmbs.com to be pre-qualified. Okay. Any more questions? What is the minimum amount needed to start a unit trust account with VM? $10,000. Let me see if there are any more questions. So if you have any questions pertaining to entrepreneurship, you can drop those as well. All right.
Like give them a tip about saving and with business. So this is like, it's very simple, but this is what I do. So I save a lot. All of my business money, you know, I save that as soon as I get it. But this is what I do. As soon as I get the money, straight in the bank account. Me not keep cash. Me not keep it. As soon as me get the money, straight into the business account. And I also I push online, you know, online banking. So, you know, send the money to my my business account, do the direct deposit, wire the money, all of that. That is what I mainly try to do with my business. And then for the other things, you know, some people, they always want to use cash or, you know, whatever the case, that's more convenient for them. As soon as I get that cash, it's written down and it's put into the business account. So that even if I'm going to spend it back, I put it into the business account because it will then reflect on your statements. And then that helps with the bookkeeping process and everything.
I'm the same way, because you see, when I get money, I like to pay myself first. And for those of you who don't know, paying yourself first is when you determine, okay, you're going to set some money aside before you pay bills, before you go out with your friends. You say, all right, I have to put aside $20,000. I like to do that because when all the expenses and all the things that I wanted to come up, it's like amnesia. I do not remember. So I know myself, and because of that, I set myself up for success. So I don't say, okay, yeah, I'm just going to just leave it there, mix up my personal money and my business money and whatever happens. I cannot do that. You know, I will no longer have a business. So I love the fact that you talk about that. And there are different saving strategies that you guys can use. So you know yourself, you know what works for you, and then you work based on that. All right. So let me check the comments and see if we have any more questions. You're going to set some money as okay. A question for Shudeen. Should I start with a registered business or a limited liability? So which one do you think would work best for somebody who's just starting a business?
Okay. So unless if you were hustling for some good couple years, I know your business is at a level, then you can start with a limited liability. But I also always encourage my clients, a lot of times, if you don't know which one you should start with, it means that you should start with the sole trader a lot of times. And this is because it not have anything to do with, ignorance or whatever, but it's just a matter of where you're at in terms of business. It gets serious, especially with taxes and responsibilities. So I always encourage my clients, start with the business name registration until, you've learned a bit more about business and the back end and the structure of it, taxes and all of that. You educate yourself in the meantime. Even if your business is that profitable, start with the sole trader. And the more you learn, the more you know about the structure. Then when you feel like, okay, yeah, then you can move on to the limited liability. The sole trader is always best for new beginners or new entrepreneurs.
All right, fabulous. Someone asked, what's the unit trust about? Okay, so a unit trust is really pooled funds that are invested. So I had spoken about unit trust and I had spoken about equity. So the difference is, for equity, you're investing in a specific company. For unit trust, you're investing in multiple things. So that's what I mean when I say diversification. So you're invested in stocks, you're owning some other company, bonds, other money instruments, money market instruments, and then real estate. So your money is not going in just one place. And it's good for persons who, you may not have enough money to invest in a lot of stocks. Unit trust give you that opportunity. So for example, every month you put $10,000 in the account. That money is invested and it's managed by a fund manager. So you're not actively managing it. All right. So if you were to say, I'm going to save $10,000 in my savings account every month, and then somebody says, try unit trust, and you say, okay, I'm going to put my $10,000 every month in a unit trust. The difference in terms of returns is vastly different. It's vastly different. Okay, so for persons who are a bit more risk averse and you're not too knowledgeable on stocks as yet, unit trusts are something that you can definitely look into, because the difference in terms of the returns that you get in comparison to a savings account, is very big. It's a big difference. Okay, what is the best investment account to have? So that depends on you. What are your goals? Is it long term? Is it short term? Are you risk averse or do you love risk? So will you put, say, $100,000 in one company, or are you more of the type of person that says, I'm not sure about this, even though I have 100, let me just put 50 and see how things work, because a lot of things can go wrong. It just depends on who you are. Okay, a lot of the times we're worried about, okay, should we invest in this? Should we invest in that? How should we do it? But really and truly, you'll never fully master and understand everything about investing, but you can understand everything about yourself. Right? So you know your goals, you know how you are, you know what you want to achieve, you know how much you have to invest. So you can speak with us. You don't have to know everything. You come with us, come to us, and we'll help you to choose the best. All right? So you tell us your goals, you tell us a bit about yourself, and then we'll help you to choose the right account. So you don't have to know or understand everything right off the bat. And it's not a one size fits all. All right? It's different. What I want may not be what you want, and what's best for me based on probably how much I can afford and what my goals are may not be the same for you. So definitely reach out to us, contact us, let us know what you want to achieve, and we can definitely help you choose the right account for you. So that's the recommendation. I just started a business, so how can I get a loan to make my business bigger? So you can definitely contact us. As I had said earlier, we have different loans and you may be qualified. We have unsecured and secured. So just visit one of our locations or contact us at www.vmbs.com to be pre-qualified. Okay. You can email us at wealthinfo@myvmgroup.com. So if you have any questions about investing, just contact us at wealthinfo@myvmgroup.com. Okay, someone asked, how do I go about reactivating my VMBS account? Contact our Member Engagement Center. The number is 876-754-8627, and you can find out what information is required. Okay, and you can also update your personal information. you can visit a branch to update information as well and reactivate the account via a deposit or a withdrawal. All right. So send in your questions, guys. And if you have a business already and you want to talk a bit about that, you can.
Tanajh, somebody asked about cash flow.
Okay, Shadeen, so someone is asking what is a cash flow? Business knowledge.
Hello?
Information, someone is asking what is cash flow. So it seems like they're a bit new to business. So can you just speak a bit about what that is?
All right. So I'm assuming there's cash flow in so many different aspects of when you're talking about finances. But basically, simply put, cash flow is just the money coming in and out of your business. Literally, very simple. And to expound on that, I would think that you're talking more on the bookkeeping aspect, and maybe the banks usually require a cash flow projection or whatever for certain things that they're doing, right? So the cash flow is basically, you can literally open Excel, get a spreadsheet, and put all of your expenses and all of the money that's coming, your income. And that can be an example of a cash flow. Cash flow can also be on your bank statements. So basically, how much money goes out and how much money comes in, it will reflect on your bank statements at the end of each month or whatever. So it's literally just money that you're spending and money that's coming back in. So that's your cash flow. And a cash flow projection is what you expect to for example, say in 6 months period ahead of time, like say 6 months from now, how much you expect to be coming in, how much you expect to be going out. A lot of times the banks ask for that when they're either opening a business account for you or you're trying to get, some loan. So that is basically what cash flow is.
And you see why it's important to keep track of things, because if you just, make a $500 there, make a $10,000 there, and you have things all over the place and you're not keeping track of what's going on in your business, somebody can say, what's your cash flow? And you're saying, boy, I just know that I'm making money. All right. So you need to have your business sorted out. Okay, so someone is asking, do you offer US dollar investments? Yes, we do. You can contact us at 876-754-8627 or email us at manager@myvmgroup.com. So we can assist you with that. All right. So if there are no more questions, let me just do a quick recap. So we spoke about making the money. We spoke about making it through starting your own business, monetizing off of your knowledge or your platform. And then we spoke about managing your money. So that's the budgeting, that's the saving, that's the investing. And don't forget putting a little something aside for the future, because we don't just want to live comfortably now, we want to live comfortably in the future as well. Okay? So
20, 30, 60 rule.
That's what they say. There's one more question. It says, how do you register a company and what's the cost? Okay. This one looks like a Shadeen question.
Okay, so over at Ramsey's Help Desk. All right. So to register A company or a business? Which one? So there's a difference. So the company would be like the limited liability company, right? And a business name would be like a sole trader or a partnership. So the price is very based on that. To register a sole trader, I will not discuss my prices here, but you can go ahead and either email or DM, WhatsApp Ramsey's help desk for the prices. But all you need is your ID, TRN, and proof of address. Literally, to register a business name, you need your ID, TRN, and your proof of address. Your proof of address usually is like the issue for a lot of persons, because either they don't, if you have a national ID, it can be the front and the back. Your proof of address is the address is at the back. So that could stand for the proof of address. If you have a driver's license, that could cover the ID, TRN, and proof of address. So that's basically what you need in terms of the company, like the limited liability company. You need those three: ID, TRN, proof of address, as well as you're going to need a company secretary, their ID and their occupation and their TRN. So that's basically all you need, and you fill out the forms.
Okay, thank you for that. And you can also contact companies, Office of Jamaica, if you need any clarification on anything. All right. Somebody's asking, what is the minimum or maximum amount you lend to start a business? So you can reach out to us. You can tell us about what you want, and we will let you know. So you can contact 876-754-8627 or email manager@myvmgroup.com, and we'll let you know the exact amount. So, we'll have a discussion and tell you what you qualify for. So all loan amounts are assessed individually and determined by affordability and associated risk. All right. So curated just for you. All right. So we spoke about a lot. Making the money, as I said, and managing the money. But what I really, really, really hope that you guys get from this is the motivation to do what you need to do to get that extra stream of income, or those extra streams of income. Because if you know your goals and how your goals are set up, and based on where you are now, you need a bit more, then it's important that you don't just say, okay, boy, throw in the towel, I can't do it. Look at what's available to you and try. Okay? So thank you guys so much for tuning in. And for further information, once again, please contact us at 876-754-8627 or email manager@myvmgroup.com. All right, best of luck.